This is going to be an interesting game, and I'm sure both teams are going to go out and play hard.
As we get ready to face off, for Ireland, it will be Rory Dunbar. And for Sweden, it will be Heinrich Nelson. Ireland comes into pool play 2-0. Sweden is 0-2. And that's going to be McShane on the ground ball. You'll hear his name a lot today on the ground balls. I refer to him in previous games as a ground ball machine. Does a great job. He gets the ball through Corbett.
You know, we've been talking about throughout all these games how important the Fogo player is, and how if you have a dominating Fogo player, it gives you such an advantage throughout the game.
It sure does. Possession is the key to this game. Up top, Doherty has the ball. That's Jack Doherty with his telltale yellow cleats. Connor Foley gets it back through Corbett to Horkin to Dempsey. And it comes up to Doherty. Doherty drives, gets the ball through the backside. Connor Foley carries. Foley has been the leading goal scorer, point getter for Ireland. He's a veteran of playing for Ireland Lacrosse. And that's going to be Somerville with the goal. Kevin Somerville with the goal on a pass from Foley. Nice finish by Somerville. Just finished that last thought. Connor Foley, he's played in Limerick in the under-20 World Championships. He's played in San Diego. He's played in the Utica Box games, and then he's here again too. So he's a Walpole, Massachusetts native. Played his collegiate lacrosse at University of Massachusetts after a couple of years at UMass Lowell. Surprised we didn't have we will have that. That's going to be a hold on Dunbar. The ball will go to Sweden. So we'll get the chance to see Sweden's first offensive touch right here. Anton Johansson with the ball. Moves it backside, getting it through X. Sellenhag with the ball. So Sweden content to work the ball around. Ireland's had some pretty stingy defense in their first two games against Croatia and Wales. That'll be a shot right there. Saved by Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh is out of San Diego, California. Left-handed goalie. Ball will stay with Ireland. Foley with the ball. Now Horkin has it behind at X. Back to Foley, and they'll get it through the top. Liam Walker. This will be Jack Songer. Pat Brosnan. Ball's a little high for him. Good ground ball right there. And here's Foley. And Foley scores. One thing, Tom, I will say is that Connor Foley loves to get to the middle of the field there from that wing when he drives hard towards that middle. And as you know, defenses want to force him down that alley, turn him back.
Yes, a nice slow shot by him, but yes, being a D-man, I mean, you really, you really have to push someone like Foley outside, get on his hands, don't let him shoot. But he's a Division I player, and he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, other teams in this pool have had difficulty with Foley. As I said, coming in, he's the leading goal scorer for Ireland. I think Dunbar was early right there. It'll be Sweden ball. So that was Nelson on the face. Picking the ball up will be Oscar Gramming. Picks the ball up. and he works it through for Sweden. It's number 18, that's Bromander. We have a great cheering section over here for Sweden. This is Johansson. And he gets the ball through Thompson. Ball goes down, pass is a little high. Aggressive defense there by James Fennessy.
Nice pickup by Sweden, keep possession of the ball. From my understanding, Sweden has 11 teams in the country. They have about 200 active players, and so they're putting their roster together from the players that play in Sweden. They, as I understand, also continue playing with homegrown players.
McShane carries over after the turnover, and he gets the ball through Horkin. And here's Patrick Corbett. Aiden Dempsey with the ball. Aiden Dempsey, again, another veteran of Ireland Lacrosse, along with Corbett as well. Dempsey played in Limerick in 2022. He was also in San Diego for the World Championships. And it will be Dempsey. And nice save right there.
Nice save by the goalie.
Somerville had one goal, wanted to make it two, and goaltender Andreas Ringstrom said not so fast. Nice save. Sweden will look to clear.
And Sweden can take their time. I mean, there's no time clock in the World Games right now. There will be
turnover.
Unfortunate turnover right there. That ends up in a tic-tac-toe.
And that's Foley on the goal right there on a turnover. Unfortunate, as you were saying, to finish that thought, there are no clearing counts. There's no shot clock. You can take your time. And Sweden threw that right into a defensive player's stick.
And, be a
timeout on the play. Sorry.
That type of the ability to bring the ball up so much different than when you watch collegiate games where basically the goalies are trying to transition up the field as quickly as possible to get it into the opponent's box, and you see the different styles and how the goalies that are collegiate goalies in the U.S. and their style of play versus that of the European goalies, part of that is that I think at a young age they're taught to transition the ball as quickly as possible.
Yes, and I realize, Ireland, to that point in their first games at times, and actually when they were scrimmaging, because they sort of had a few days of training camp over here in Wroclaw, they were saying that they had to remind themselves they have time. They don't have to force things. They don't have to push transition if it's not there. They can take their time. I also was speaking to my partner earlier today, Fraser Hunter, who lives in England, and he was suggesting that a lot of the European teams aren't too keen on them going to a shot clock for the next World Championship because they've grown to like the sort of be able to take your time, take the air out of the ball type thing. So just interesting perspectives on that, but World Lacrosse is switching to having a shot clock moving forward.
And that's going to be a learning curve for them to play that style of play.
So we're having another face-off here. It'll be Rory Dunbar going against Henrik Nelson. Dunbar wins it out, and that was number 5, Matthew Palmieri on the ground ball. Ball goes to number 11, that's Sean Holland. Sean Holland, a New Hampshire product. He was the player of the game in Ireland's last game against Wales. He's a defensive midi, strong, athletic, former American football player. I mentioned in the broadcast the other day, he was a quarterback at Fordham, and then he spent another year playing at UCLA in California. So
we were talking before the game about that. That's a very interesting story.
Very athletic, though. You can see where he does have, and the football skills translate quite nicely to the lacrosse field. He played growing up, was a New Hampshire Tomahawk for his club team, which number 20, Liam Horkin, was as well. They weren't the same. They never crossed over. Holland's a little older. Horkin's only 21. A little slip move right there. Horkin on the ground ball, moves it to Foley. Nice save right there. Moves it to Songer, then Foley. Foley with the shot. Songer was the first pass. I apologize. Horkin with it up top. This is Brosnan. Pat Brosnan drives that alley, gets it through X. Now here's Horkin, number 20, in green. So Ireland's wearing the green with white lettering. Sweden in the yellow with blue numbers. This is Foley. Foley, little low pass there. Nice cut by Horkin, low pass. It'll be a turnover. The ball will go the other way, and Ireland will look to ride. It's 3-0 Ireland. Early goings here, first quarter. Just under 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Running time in international play, 15 minutes. Stop time the last 30, and then the last 2 minutes of the final quarter.
Well, they're trying to find that someone open that they can outlet to.
Yeah, Ireland was doing a good job matching feet, and they managed to turn Sweden over. Joe Walsh has the ball. Nice catch there by Sean Wiseman. This is his first game of the tournament, Wiseman. He sort of had a little bit of an injury coming out of training camp. Foley with the ground ball behind. And Foley turns the corner and scores. What are your first impressions on Foley out there offensively?
Well, I mean, he can do everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored from the outside. He's scored from the point position, and now he just scored on the backside. So he's got excellent ball control, but he's quick.
Speed, yes. And what I find too in my previous broadcast is that just a high motor. He's always hustling, rides. As much as he's a great scorer, he's an excellent rider as well. Maloney's on the wing for Ireland with number 11, Anton Johansson. Maloney can't pick it up cleanly the first time. And Sweden, nice ground ball right there by Gustav Thompson.
Good pickup by Sweden. The Fogo for Ireland is pitching the ball to the back for his wings intentionally, and Sweden did a good job of getting in there. The last game that I did with Sweden, I mean, they were actually 50-50 in terms of face-offs. Their problem after winning the face-off was keeping ball control. So
and
right here
Holland.
they just turned it over.
On the ground ball, there's that speed on display here for Holland, that athleticism we talked about. Foley tries to find the pole. Palmieri. It's a nice ground ball. Can't go back court here. Nice job. Aiden Dempsey has the ball, moves it to Horkin. A lot of real estate to work with here for him. He brings the ball through X. He's got a short stick matchup on an attackman. They may look to attack that right here. As they're going to clear out, they're going to let Horkin dodge right here. You might see a quick up. We'll move the ball through Dempsey, so apparently they're not going to. Kevin Somerville already has a goal in the game. Here's Liam Horkin. And he scores the goal, takes it himself. That'll be Liam Horkin on the goal, number 20.
So while we're waiting for the face-off, both of our sons, we're here as dads as well, and having your son and my son is Christian Daleski on the Polish national team, the goalie, and having your son in Ireland, it's a pretty special thing, isn't it?
It sure is, and we have a couple of family member connections too on Sweden as well. I believe there's a father-son connection over here. I see a couple of the same last names. So yes, it's been very special just to be here, watch the games. McShane can't scoop it on the first touch. Nice ground ball right there for Sweden. That's number 20, Kevin Powers. And Ireland comes away with it. That's Kieran Costello, moves it up, and this is going to be Sean Wiseman as he hustles down the alley. He's wearing that sort of tape job knee brace over there on his leg. He had, like I mentioned, a bit of an injury. His dad on the coaching staff of Ireland, so there's another father-son connection right there with him. He goes to St. Lawrence in Canton, New York.
Well, yeah, it is. If you're a lacrosse family and having your son playing at this level, it's very special.
Yeah, and special is the understatement of the year, I think, with that. And there's Horkin with a rip right there on a pass from Foley. So Horkin gets a second goal of the game on an assist from Connor Foley.
Nice shot right into the well-positioned ball into the goal. You notice on the last play, and some other previous plays, the goalie for Ireland has come out of the goal, and it's interesting again watching the difference in style in that there's a more offensive sense to move out of the goal as a goalie, possibly get a ground ball, which the Ireland goalie did, and it really adds to the it's a differential with the team.
That was Paul Mary on the ground ball on a face-off win for Dunbar. He adds another one. Paul Mary's going to stay on here. Look to get a little offensive run. We have short time right here, 8 seconds. And Foley will score on another wing dodge, which is his patented play. He likes to get to the middle of that field. He does again, gets the hands free and puts it over the goaltender's shoulder. So Ireland is up 7-0 here in the early goings, first quarter. They seem to be clicking on all cylinders. The first day we've seen them wear their green uniform, or their kit, as they say. There's short time here. This one's just for the stat book, I would think. And that's the end of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play here in Wroclaw, Poland, it's Ireland 7, Sweden 0. We'll step away for a moment. We'll meet you back in about 2.
I'm trying to think. Has there been a shot on goal?
I
Yet
do
by
not,
Sweden?
don't believe so. So we are back. Action is back, and that's McShane goes up high for it. McShane, he's a big Texan. We're going to have a push right there. It's going to stay with Ireland. Finishing that thought, Pat McShane, he's from the great state of Texas. He's wide open in the middle right now if they find him. He's number 7. Played his collegiate lacrosse. I mistakenly mentioned that he went to University of Texas. He went to Texas Tech. He clarified that. And also, I apologize. I mentioned that Pat Brosnan the other day, I said that he lived in Southie. He actually lives in Charlestown, which is a nice choice. I was suggesting all the young people want to live in Southie in Boston, and he actually lives in Charlestown, whereas I would choose to live if given the choice between the two. So we had a big chat about that the other day. Kevin Somerville with the ball. Aiden Dempsey down to Liam Horkin. To Pat Corbett. To Doherty. They're just getting it around, trying to find where they're going to attack from. This will be Aiden Dempsey. Foley with one more look there. And that's Doherty just wide. Doherty wears those very noticeable yellow cleats on the field, and there's a story behind that. And that'll be Horkin comes around. That'll be a hat trick for Horkin right there. 3rd goal.
Nice bounce goal, bouncing right in front of the goal, and you know, you haven't seen too many of those types of shots really, especially when you see teams that, and I'm not saying Sweden has box players, but the box players tend to pass the ball into the crease. You don't see too many bounce shots. Or I haven't seen that many anyways. How about yourself?
I have. Well, I'll tell you, I would normally agree, but the Ireland-Wales game, there's a lot of bounce shots, but they had wet turf, so I think it really skimmed off it and skidded, and the goalies had no clue where it was going to go. It was Rory Dunbar. Rory Dunbar. He's the proud man from Carlow, Ireland. One of the Irish-born players on this team. Face-off specialist, does a real nice job. He's taken every single face-off pretty much in this tournament. He's been a mainstay with the Ireland program for many years. Horkin has the ball through X. A lot of possession time is going to the men in green today. I feel like you mentioned, Sweden hasn't touched the ball on offense too much.
I mean, the face-off position is so specialized. In the town I live in, Huntington, Long Island, one of the guys that teaches face-offs is Matt Schomburg, Australian guy, and he's got programs starting at 8-10 years old, teaching players on doing face-offs, and the face-off position is so key in lacrosse.
Nice save.
Beautiful
right there.
save there.
And Corbett beats him there. Really nice save by Ringstrom before that on the first one, but Patrick Corbett, who again, he's one of the wily veterans on the team, been with the team for several international tournaments, was a Lehigh Mountain Hawk. In college, he stings that high ripper again. 9-0 for Ireland. But finishing that thought about, I wanted to finish that thought about Doherty's cleats. He wears the yellow cleats, and I'm sure we'll see him momentarily. He wears those so that his grandmother can see him on the field when she watches on TV. So he wants to make sure she can track where he is. Really nice, though. Very thoughtful young man. Really nice. Really Sweden ball. And as you hear, some great cheers come in from the Sweden side. Happy to have the ball.
Well, the yellow cleats certainly stand out.
They sure do. Kevin Powers moves the ball through X. That'll be Gramming. And the ball is dislodged. That's going to be Maloney on the ground ball. Maloney was born in Ireland. Talking to his family the other day, they're from Sligo. Some great surfing in Sligo. Big wave surfing. Beautiful coast, west coast of Ireland. So Ireland will take their time right here. They're looking to sub out, get their personnel straight. As you can see, that is Doherty with those yellow cleats up top to get the ball through Horkin. Jack Songer with the ball. Songer's brother Michael's also an Irish team player. He'll be playing in Korea later this summer, the Under-20 World Championships. Spent a lot of time with his father Joe and mom Kathleen. And we have a goal right there. That's going to be Kevin Somerville on the assist from Songer. Nice look. Hard bounce shot overhead.
Very nice position into the back corner.
And that brings it to 10-0 for Ireland. So we have a few substitutions now. Well, Foley comes back in. Maloney will go to attack with Corbett and Foley. As Dunbar and Nelson will get back at it for the face-off. Pretty athletic play by the officials to get out of the way right there. That was a nice job.
Nice outlet.
Foley has it. Absorbing the contact right there was Dunbar. Here's Foley. It's a toe drag.
Ireland's done a very good job of picking up the ground balls, taking over possession each time that there's been a turnover.
Here's Pat Brosnan, the Bryant Bulldog. So Ireland cycles about the midway point of the second quarter. Brosnan has it to Foley. Foley, that wing dodge where he loves to come in from. You got to look to slide early and often to him. Here's Pat Brosnan. These two play together in a box league in the south shore of Massachusetts in Hingham. Although sadly their facility recently had a fire, so I don't know what's happening there. And there's going to be a goal and a late hit right there. No flag thrown. So that is going to be number 21, Liam Walker, with the goal.
So you were saying earlier, Foley went to UMass. I'm actually a UMass graduate as well. I didn't play lacrosse there, but in the old guys league that I'm in, up at Lake Placid in Florida and other Vail, other places we play, often our team, the USA Stars, we're what I call a bunch of mutts. Because we're from all over the place, we run into the UMass old man's team, which is called Garber's Gorillas. UMass has had a solid program for a long time. The Garber Gorillas, who all graduated primarily from UMass, they're a force to deal with because they've been playing with each other from college, and the chemistry between them is just outstanding, and they're hard to beat. So they've had a number of tremendous players come through the UMass program.
Yeah, Coach Greg Canella, who's been there for a number of years now, always a real blue-collar team out there at UMass in Amherst, Western Massachusetts. Always just one of those, lunch pail type of a team, play really hard. They're a really solid program, year in, year out. And he's always a firecracker on the sideline, too.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. The UMass teams are usually, they're the blue collar type of, team players for the most part coming out there, and boy, they play hard.
My sister Joanne is a proud UMass Amherst alum.
There's a few of us out there.
Absolutely. Great school, too. They have that Eisenberg program that people go to. Really, really top-notch. So we're ready for a face-off here momentarily. Goalie's getting into his crease. Personnel are getting out there. Dunbar again to take the draw against Nelson. Dunbar keeps winning it sort of back every time, and that's going to be McShane again. First-time ground ball. He does a nice job with that. Maloney has it. Now, Maloney, number 19, Luke Maloney, he's also, like I mentioned, born in Sligo, Ireland. He spent time in Manchester in the UK, Canada, Colorado, I believe. Just, again, it's been really good to get to talk to some of these guys this week, their families. And in other teams as well, you see just, nice camaraderie. You see teams going to watch other teams play, cheering for them. It's really... This is a special tournament, and Wroclaw, Poland's been such a great host. They hosted the Under-20 European Championships last summer, hosting it again for the men's division this summer. What a welcoming city. Here's Maloney. On the run, he gets the shot on the run, and he will score. Notches his second goal of the tournament.
Well, I've talked about it a number of times. The sportsmanship that I've seen exhibited at this tournament has been just absolutely outstanding. And, I think it comes down to the fact that, there's not that many lacrosse players when you really think about it.
Yeah.
They really have a great community. I think they respect each other. Anyone that you see out on this field is what I would call a warrior. This is not an easy game to play, and if you don't like to get hit or hit someone, you're not going to like this sport. But it's a beautiful sport to watch, but sportsmanship has been really key that I've seen so far.
So 27 on the ground ball. That's going to be Costello, and he gets it through Joe Walsh.
Nice outlet.
I always think of the Eagles when I say Joe Walsh's name. Probably the second most famous Joe Walsh. So here's Songer up top to Maloney through Horkin at X. And Horkin, his brother, Sean, will be playing with Songer's brother, Michael, this summer in Korea. So be spending time with the Songer family. This is Brosnan, defended by Ekman. And Ireland's cycling the ball right now. They'll take their time, be deliberate offensively. The interesting thing in in this tournament specifically is that, it's 12-0 right now, and 12 is the most amount of goal differential that you can have. You could win by 25, but you still only get credit for 12. And what happens is that seedings are based on goal differential at a point. So, and that's going to be Foley. He sort of jabbed high, went under his defender. Nice finish, Connor Foley. That'll make it 13. But to finish that thought, after, if you finish, let's say, group play as the number one team, and then they're gonna rank those teams based off of goal differential. So if you've let up fewer goals clearly than you've scored, that's a good thing. And 12 is the most you can get. So right now it's 13 for Ireland, and we still have over 2 minutes left.
Right. Well, that's going to definitely benefit Ireland in the pool play here.
But it's one of those things where you'll have a game sometimes where there's maybe under a minute left and they're going to the net still with a 7 or 8 point lead. But it's because that could be the difference of one seed versus another.
Right. That's a very good point, because someone who's watching the game may say, "Hey, you're up by so much. Why would you shoot?"
Yes. But going back to when we were talking earlier about just the game of lacrosse it is a tight knit community. I know that if I'm ever at a social event or something and I meet someone who's a lacrosse guy, I immediately gravitate towards them. It's just, because I would consider myself a lacrosse guy. I know you are as well.
I can talk lacrosse.
Me too. I'll watch it in December. I don't, I'll watch old games on tape.
Right.
My friends probably get annoyed by me with that, but it's a lifestyle, it's a passion, it's something we love.
You get a hold of another lacrosse dad or mother or whatever. I mean, you just can't stop talking about it.
No, it's this is Horkin with the ball, left-hander. He's got a short stick on him. He feeds across. Corbett to Somerville, to Horkin, to Foley. Turn back, couldn't turn the corner. That was Schneider on the defense. Oh, check that. This is Aiden. This is Dempsey. Dempsey, I apologize. And Aiden Dempsey with the look to Corbett. Nice job. Aiden Dempsey, nice find. To Patrick Corbett. Aiden Dempsey played his collegiate lacrosse at Ohio Northern. Had a chance to spend some time with him the other day. Nice young man. And it's, if you're in Poland or if you're local, definitely come out. The weather is beautiful today. You can see the sun shining out there today. We've had a lot of overcast days and a lot of rain, well, some rain the last few days. If you watched the Ireland-Wales game the other day, it was quite wet and slippery. Not such the case today. Here's Dunbar, wins to himself. He comes down, starts the break. He's going to the cage. Nice check right there by number 19, Gustav Thompson. It was a nice trail check. Corbett battles. Nice check right there. Letting him know he's there is going to be Ludwig Thompson. Oh, check that. That's going to be Raphael Nielsen. Hit the cutter, deflected. And Horkin gets sort of little can opener check in there and turns them over. He'll start with the ball. Good ride by Ireland. Under 30 seconds left in the half. Ireland is leading 14-0 over Sweden. If you happen to follow Sweden's Instagram, they have some funny stuff on there. They always put funny little short clips and it'll lead up to the games. And they had a pretty good one yesterday. And then Ireland sort of answered it too with a funny question thing too. So that'll be the half right now. It's Ireland 14, Sweden 0. We'll step away for about 10 minutes. We're on Lax TV. Tom Dulesky, Marty Horkin. See you soon. And we're back here on Lax TV. Marty Horkin, Tom Dulesky with the call here. We have a final day of pool play here in Wrocław, Poland. Beautiful sunny day. Ireland is in command of this game today. They're up 14-0. Start of the second half. Dunbar wins the ball out. Battling for it. And it'll be Sweden ball. He pointed Sweden's way, yes, so it is going to be Sweden ball. So number 9 with the ball, that's going to be Salenhag.
You know, I think in terms of watching this game, I mean, Ireland's done an excellent job of ball control. They have not made a lot of unforced errors. You know, as we say in the States, they protect the rock, and they've done a very good job of doing that.
So Powers moves the ball, then they get the ball up through number 11. That's Anton Johansson. Over to Salenhag. Johansson. Ball goes through X. Some great cheering going on here by the Sweden fans. Love their spirit. It's Kevin Powers with the ball. Carries through X with his right hand. He's defended there. It's going to be a turnover. That was number 44, Brendan Forst, Harvard University product. And then the ground ball is picked up by Matthew Palmieri. Costello to Holland. Sean Holland will clear.
Nice, clean clear. Great way to start off the half.
So Connor Foley with that very noticeable orange stick head that he uses, number 18. He's Ireland's leading scorer. He's had a handful today. This is Dempsey. Through to Horkin. Pat Corbett. To Foley. Somerville to Doherty. They're just going around the horn here. You know, in Ireland will be deliberate with their offense, one would think right here. You know, they have a substantial lead. You know, some guys do want to, you know, some of these guys maybe haven't scored too many goals internationally or in this tournament. They, you know, they still might be looking to shoot. But we have a turnover right there. Errant pass. Ball goes to Sweden.
You haven't really seen that many by Ireland at all.
No, which is nice. They cleaned up the other day. They sort of, quite a few turnovers. I think that the wet conditions played a role in that too. I mean, both teams did have the wet conditions, but I found the sticks might have been bagging out a little bit. That's a nice catch right there by number 15, Gustav Ekman.
Right. I mean, that's probably you know, one of the conditions someone who's watching this game may not understand is that when it rains, these sticks, their pockets, generally the strings are nylon and they absorb the water, and they'll the way that you catch and throw is just a little different.
And we have a turnover there. Ball will go back to Ireland. Forst moves the ball back. We have a goalie change here. Happy to see our new goalie in there, Gavin Conlon. He always wears these green sweatpants. There is telltale green sweatpants. Dempsey to Horkin. Conlon, he just recently graduated from Lake Erie.
Well, we just saw something that doesn't happen very often, 2 poles on the same side of offense.
Yes, yeah, Conlon out of Lake Erie. He has an extra year next year. From his, whether it was a red shirt or COVID year, whatever it might be, he is playing. Nice check right there by number 7, Ringstrom. Really nice check for the turnover. We have a goalie change for Sweden as well, I believe.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
But Conlon, finishing that thought, Lake Erie, he's going to be going to Lenore Rhine for a graduate year starting this year. So, you know, they're a formidable Division II, national championship former winner. Wants to get a chance to play for them. Saw a lot of shots at Lake Erie. All-time leading save guy there. Oh, I don't know. Nice save right there on the doorstep. Horkin had all the time in the world, but it's a nice save. And it's going to be Sweden ball.
Yeah, nice play by the goalie there. Nice save. Keeping possession.
But these are the things right here that Ireland can still, work on the riding, because in terms of just trying to, defend the breakout here by Sweden, matching feet as they bring attackman over. This pole looks like he's going to go over, run into a double team. Nice lift right there by Doherty. There's a great lift by Doherty, and a couple of spin moves through traffic. Draws about 3 guys on him, moves the ball very nicely. Corbett has it. Connor Foley, leading scorer for Ireland, moves the ball up. Walker, Brosnan, over to Kevin Somerville. Kevin finished up his time at Colorado College.
Well, this will be a good opportunity in the second half for Ireland to rotate in a number of players that maybe haven't seen as much game time as they would like to. I mean, Ireland does have a very deep roster, but it's gonna give them an opportunity maybe to rest some players and also rotate some other players in.
Yeah, this group, by the way, that Ireland is in with Sweden and then Croatia and Wales, they only have 4 teams. Nice looking right here, nice ball movement, nice save right there. That's an excellent save. Foley with the ground ball. The twister pass to Horkin for the goal on the quick stick.
Well, nice vision by Ireland on that to feed it down to number 20, who was right on the crease, and nice finish for him.
So there'll be a timeout. It's 15-0. That was Horkin's 4th on that, on a really nice twister assist from Connor Foley. Really nice tic-tac-toe look. So we have a timeout right here. Ireland's getting their players out back on the field. It's 15-0. Third quarter. With 8 minutes to play. But what I was saying with this this group is that the 4 teams in this group, normally there's 5 teams per group. Armenia had to drop out at the last minute. They had some passport issues, or players being available to play or whatnot. So they late in the game, so they couldn't change the schedule. So Ireland's in a group with Sweden, Croatia, and Wales. So only 4 teams as opposed to the 5. So this team, these teams actually got a break within, every day. None of them played back to back. So they played one day, were off the next. Played one day, were off the next. So, that's good rest for these teams. But with the knockout round starting tomorrow, definitely Ireland will be in those, one of the top 5 teams in that, and they'll be looking to, punched their ticket to go to Japan for 2027 for the World Championships that'll be there.
Well, these tournaments, there are so many teams. There's how many games? I think 100+ games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of organization that goes into putting this whole everything
There sure
together
is.
far in advance. And so when you have a team that drops out for one reason or another, sort of throws a whole wrench into the scheduling and everything else. But on the other hand, and we've been talking about it, during the week. I mean, these players make a huge commitment just to be here. A lot of them might be working, have jobs, and
exactly.
take off the amount of time to be here. It's a huge commitment on their part, financially and in just terms of time and their jobs and everything. It's a lot.
It is, and I've seen some players. I was able to call a game earlier today, and one of the Croatian players had his wife and his 2 small children here. I mean, it's a lot, and sometimes maybe the whole family can't get away. Heck, I'll have been here for about 16 days almost in the end when all's said and done. So
right.
But I will say, Wroclaw, Poland's been a wonderful host. I was lucky enough to be able to come here last summer for the under-20 European, the Continental Championships. Last summer they hosted, so I think that the nice thing is they got a trial run with that, and so, but there's a lot of just behind-the-scenes transportation, hotels feeding the guys, all the things that go into it. There's a real lot that goes into it. Stressful for all those involved, but the group here has done a great job. The city's been super welcoming.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Marty. I mean, it's a huge effort. I mean, and volunteers. I think there's probably I don't know how many volunteers. I was told it was going to be like there were at least 40 or 50 volunteers here, and you and I being one of them. I mean, I'm just a dad here, and got the opportunity to be a commentator as Marty is, but I'm happy to be able to give back, and that's what the other volunteers have been trying to do as well.
Nice skip pass there for Sweden. They'd like to get one. Get off the, nice pick off right there. Palmieri comes away with it. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. No, it's happy to give back is right. To finish that, I agree with you. It's the sport's given both of us a lot in our lives, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of everything. I mean, it's nice to be able to give back, and I know I'm positive. I'm sure you've coached youth levels and things like that with your son, and I know I have in high school, and just it's a great game. It's a special game.
Right. Well,
the Creators game. It's a good time.
Yeah, I just remember when I was more developing my career and working 12 hours days, I would always make time to spend time with my son, to be out in the yard, to throw the ball around with him. Marty, I'm not sure how your son is. My son is usually a person of very few words, so it gave us the opportunity to bond.
Nice take right there. Jack Doherty shoots high right under the bar, tucks it on a little sweep. So that'll put it to 16-0 for Ireland. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And if you're, Sweden right here, you just want to keep trying to run through your sets, work hard on the ground balls.
Right.
Do your best at every point. Try to improve. Try to score. Because their tournament, as much as they're not going to be going to the sort of medal round, or if you will, they're going to still be playing games. Their tournament's not over. They're still going to have games.
Despite the goal differential, every single game that I've watched, I've never seen one team give up.
No.
They fight right to the end.
No, we have some brand new teams here. This year, Bulgaria, isn't that the new ones? This year, brand new program. Scored their first goal ever the other day, which was really nice. We have a timeout on the play.
Right, and they got 3 goals today.
Oh,
So,
good
I
for
mean,
them. Nice. They, you know, and by all accounts, everyone who's seen them, they've been just a you know, a very gregarious bunch, very friendly. Everyone's really, you know, sort of taken them under their wings. And I saw that when we were in Limerick in 22. You know, you had some of these nations that were sort of brand new, whether it was, you know, a couple of the African nations were there, and they were just great to have them there. You know, and again, it's the growth of the sport. You know, we have sixes is you know, the sort of adopted newer form of lacrosse that will be, you know, showcased in the Olympics in 2028 in Los Angeles.
right. Well, you know, I spoke to the Bulgarian coach, actually from California originally, and you know, in the States we have alongside the NCAA college championships, we have the Heritage Games, and I got to play in the first set of Heritage Games along with my son, Poland, barely. And had enough guys on the sideline, and now that's turned into a great feeder system, and I know Bulgarians are excited and want to pursue that to help build their program, and you know, that's the time and effort that goes into these new teams, is built basically building up from the roots.
And, you know, here we go. Look right here. Nice try right there by Sweden. Ground ball.
That was a nice feed by them.
Foley with it beat around the back. And that'll be Corbett with the finish.
Foley showing off his skill sets there with the behind the back pass, right on the stick of his teammate coming down the field.
And those are the pretty plays when you do those behind the backs. I don't know if you happen to see the highlight, but there was a game Israel was in, and one of their players was playing on field number 1, which is that hard turf field. It's sort of as hard as concrete almost.
Right.
And they had a player do it was either around the world or behind. It was around the world pass or a back. It was a behind the back bounce pass to an around the world goal. I mean, it was something beautiful. And
right.
One of the players is Sasha Gannon, who was a Belmont Hill, where my son Liam, number 20 for Ireland, went to school. So they played together. So it was really nice to see a kid that I knew. We had a really nice, almost viral clip. It was a beautiful goal.
Right. Well, while I've been here, I haven't really had an opportunity to look at the games. When I get back stateside, one of the first things I'll be doing.
So nice win, face-off win by Sweden. Ground ball by number 19, Gustav Thompson. Another ground ball in traffic right here, picked up by Walker. Walker will touch it up. We have about a little over a minute remaining in the third quarter. Ireland has been in control of this game from the outset. They're spinning the ball right now. So here's Holland, who's a defensive midfielder, getting a little time on offense out here.
Well, I think they're going to just sort of what they call yellow the ball, where they just try to pass it around. And
number 11 on the defense there, Anton Johansson, was giving Walker all he could handle over there. Foley moves the ball down to Horkin. They get it through X. Well, nice play by the goaltender right there, knocked that away. Ball's loose. Corbett. That's a pass. Foley collects the ground ball. 10 seconds about in the quarter. He behind the backs it. Ireland content to just play catch right now. And that'll be the end of the quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, Ireland is in the lead 17-0 over Sweden. We'll step away for about 2 minutes, and we will be back. we get ready for the fourth quarter here. Ireland has been in control of this game. It's been a good effort. You know, Sweden has his second goalie that came, the goalie in here right now, number 22, who is Robin Johansson. Really, he's made a couple of nice plays there, a couple of nice saves. He stoned someone in tight there. Picked off a pass recently there too. So we have a face-off right here. Henrik Nelson battling with Rory Dunbar. Good battle right here. Dunbar comes up with it, but Sweden gets the ground ball. Nice ground ball there by Oscar Gramming.
Nice way to start off the quarter to have control.
Powers with the ball. He'll move it towards number 6, Ludwig Thompson. He'll get it through number 11, Anton Johansson. Over towards Gustav Norquist. Norquist scoops the ground ball. He's watched by Palmieri. To Powers. Couple of checks to let him know he's there by Fennessy. It's a nice little pass right there. Could have been a play. That'll be a push. That's a good call right there by the official. I was just going to say, and I mentioned I officiate. Sometimes I talk to myself. I was going to say we might have a push right here, and we did. That was a nice push call by the official. That was the correct call. Even that slightest bit of advantage, if you get it from behind, it may not look like much in the push, but you know, if you disadvantage that player, then it's, you know, they are entitled to the ball. So Sweden has it up high. Powers looking to attack from the top here. He's been behind an X a lot. Now he's up top. They get the ball through Solnhag. Dunbar, the faceoff specialist, is out there defending for Ireland, number 2. And it'll be Ireland ball. So Ireland will look to clear. We're in the fourth quarter. Some beautiful weather here in Wrocław, Poland today. Gavin Conlon. He always stands out with those green sweatpants. He's been wearing those internationally. Now Gavin's another one. He played in Limerick with Ireland as a goaltender, and then he also played last summer here in Wrocław as a goaltender for the under 20 European continental championship that they had last summer, where Ireland won that. He was a member of that team, along with Songers, who's on the team's brother Michael, and Horkin's brother Sean. So it's nice to see, family members being able to get over here to Poland, see these games. And I came home last summer and I was raving about Wrocław, Poland. I was saying to people, don't sleep on it at all. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, I got to come here in 2022 for the World Qualifiers. And it was although all my grandparents came from Poland, it's my first time in Poland. Boy, I was so impressed. I mean, the market square here is so beautiful, great food. Couple miles of just cobblestones, no cars, beautiful buildings, architecture. It's a wonderful city, and the fields and everything that's set up here for this tournament is really perfect.
No, it's been top shelf. And that was Sean Holland on the take from behind. That's going to be Brosnan. Misses the net there wide. Ireland retains possession. Dempsey with the ball. It's a nice active stick right there by Sweden, knocking that ball down. Trying to clear out people in that pile. So, might have been some sort of push.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no penalty, but...
No, probably a technical, maybe a push. Someone kind of came through that pile, looked to clear some people out, maybe got a touch on someone's back. Not positive what we had there. Here's Doherty, Jack Doherty to Holland. This is Kevin Somerville. Pat Brosnan with it. Thinks about it, pulls it out. He's down at X. Brosnan. There's Walker to Holland. Good defense right there for Sweden. Oscar Gramming is covering Brosnan at X. Turning back nicely right there. And a pipe right there. Brosnan to Walker, hits the pipe. Goalie will have it. Sweden looks to clear. Robin Johansson with the ball.
Well, Ireland's done a very good job of finding the open man up on the crease. A lot of cutters as you watch the game. So they're continually to move the ball around from the outside, and then they start to bring the play closer to the goal as they maintain possession. And they've gotten a lot of shots on goal from just outside the crease.
Sweden clears, number 18 with the ball. That's going to be Bromander. Nice look right there. It's a really nice look. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too high. We're going to have a push right there, maybe. I would have had a push. But Sweden gets the ground ball anyway. That's a nice play. Good job on the ground ball for Sweden. Number 11 has it. That's Anton Johansson.
Sweden continues to fight for it. They've had some nice cutters. Just unfortunately weren't able to put it in the net. But they're out there fighting.
Pat Smith was defending in there on Powers. Powers has the ball again. Now he's an attackman. He's got a short stick midfielder on him right here. He may look to call his own number. That's going to be Maloney covering him. He does come out and he scores. Excellent job. Nice job right there. Number 20, Kevin Powers, and Sweden is on the board.
Marty, you've done a good job of envisioning plays. Before you called the the foul, you called this.
Yeah. That's a nice take by Powers there, though. I mean, you had a feeling, you know, he would look to do that once he saw that he had the short stick matchup.
Right.
You know, some of these and you know, I know you've probably played attack at points in your life. I know I have, and there's nothing worse than those long poles just beating you down all day. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air when you get a shorty covering you sometimes.
Right. Well, you know, having played tight D and long stick midi, I will tell you that my goal is to go after the attackman and make it as painful as possible.
And having played attack and offensively a midfielder, I've been on the receiving end of those, and you guys lay the wood right there, as they say. And they always seem to find those little spots on your forearm between your glove and your elbow pad, or between your elbow pad and your shoulder pad, because even playing in over 40 men's league, I've had days going to work where you have almost like a tattoo of a, say, STX or Brian on your arm.
Well, if I make you black and blue, I've done my job.
Absolutely. And that's why I always find it humorous when I officiate games, because defensemen will be like, oh, that was a slash, or how come you don't call that? I'm like, you've given a lot worse than you just received, so I'm going to pass on that one right there.
Right.
That happens sometimes. What goes around comes around, But really nice finish there by Powers, and he has shown some really nice offensive skills. He's carried the ball really well. It's happy that he ended up getting that. It was a nice take. It was a really classic finish.
Really
right
nice
there.
move to the goal with position. Beat the defender on him, and that was a nice goal.
So they're off the schneid. They're on the board. It's good to see. Good to see that they got a goal there. Sweden 17-1. We're coming up on just about 8 minutes left. There's a Connor Foley playing long pole right now, but look at the speed he plays with and runs with. I mean, it's a nice look right there.
Sort of put it into the scrum in front of the goal.
Yeah, he's such a valuable player, though. You just want to make sure moving forward, Connor Foley is going to be on everybody's radar as Ireland advances to the knockout round. He's been the leading scorer. He's had a great day today.
Yeah, teams are going to try to shut him down. as much as they can. I mean,
Yep.
they're gonna focus in on him. But good players find a way to score.
And what'll happen too is they're going to slide to Foley quicker in future rounds, one would think. And then I think that it's going to be an opportunity for guys like Patrick Corbett and Liam Horkin to step up and prove that they're able to pump in a few goals as well. It's a nice look right there. Number 2 on the shot. That's going to be Rory Dunbar. Rory Dunbar, again, born and raised, living in. He's from Ireland through and through. Nice take right there. He's a face-off specialist, getting a little chance to play some offense right here.
Well, when you play against a player like Foley, you have to be a little careful about overplaying him. I think he's going to get his opportunities to score during the game, but if you can minimize him, that's probably your end goal is to shut him down as much as possible, take him out of the plays as much as possible.
Walker moves the ball. Brosnan. Here's Dunbar. I think they're really trying to get Dunbar. Look, nice pass backside. Aiden Dempsey tries to be almost a Thompson maneuver right there with the backhanded goal line extended shot.
Right.
Kind of got hung up in its stick, had a little bit of whip in that. It goes out of bounds, and Sweden's closest to it for the point of exit. So they will restart with the ball. Number 19 with it, Gustav Thompson. Trail check comes in, and the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Sweden. It'll go to Ireland.
Well, the game's changed a little in that, days of old, someone passing from behind their back or whatever, you think, oh, there's a hot dog or whatever, but that's totally changed. I think maybe actually the Thompson brothers.
Yeah, they did. They really
sort of made that more of a staple within the game, is to do that behind the back pass. And
they really changed it. And you saw, the Gates may have had some of that too, but I know that when I coached for, over 20 years back in the States, and, it was one of those, if you tried that, let's say, it's one thing if you run yourself out of an angle and you gain more of an angle if you're shooting behind the back, but, now it's just a commonplace thing, and these players play so much lacrosse. It's got that box influence in there, and the Thompsons did change a lot. They just the creativity's, always great. Watching a team like Syracuse when they're on TV, their offense is free-flowing. It's not really scripted. They kind of, do a lot of that sort of stuff. So it's
right. Well,
really pretty when it happens too.
Yeah, I saw not only behind the back goals, but I also saw a beautiful a shovel play from behind the back too, and that was, it's hard for a goalie to be able to stop that ball, because generally they're doing the behind the back pass or shot when they're in, just about on the crease. So as a goalie, it's hard for you to sort of, they do try to anticipate it, but it's hard to stop.
And forced D. Twiggs Powers right there. They were about to have an over and back. The Swedish player picked it up cleanly, so there was no violation. But then Forst was able to throw a nice check and dislodge the stick from the Swedish player. Walker with it to Holland. Under 4 minutes to go here in the game. Walker, good young player. He's out of Beloit College. Ball's at X. He's going to call a crease violation right there on Aiden Dempsey as he started his rollback. Sweden ball.
Watching Ireland play, I'm impressed by the speed that they have on the team. They have a lot of quick, fast players, even on defense. I mean, their defensive players are very, very fast, very quick, move the ball well.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those against Wales that the defense really was just, locked down. I mean, Wales scored 2 goals, and one of them was actually a deflection off of an Irish player who had an active stick. It was a great play, and it just happened to go in the net. So truly, they had one sort of driving to the net goal. So the defense was very sound in that one. And Wales took care of Croatia today in the earlier game today. So, they're going to be second in this group. So Ireland to keep them to 2 goals was a, so the defense does have some skill right there. Here's number 27 with the ball. This is Kieran Costello.
Right, they may not be the biggest defenders that I've seen, but they're right up there in terms of quickness, and as having someone on your team, I don't know. I think I prefer speed over bulk.
Yeah. So Ireland cycles the ball. It's under 2 minutes to go here in Wroclaw. And Ireland has a defender, Connor Shears, who's a very solid player, played at Jacksonville. And he's had a nagging injury. I don't know if it's a hamstring or something like that, where he sort of hasn't felt that he can go yet. But I mean, that's something to have someone like that ready to come in for the next round, potentially.
Right.
Could just even solidify a strong defense even more so. So.
Right. Well, this is
It's a balanced
opportunity whereby if you do have an injured player, you can give them a little time to rest. And the trainers that are here also, I mean, people don't talk about the trainers. The trainers are a valuable part of being able to keep players on the field. They're sort of the, besides the coaches, they're the ones that are helping to keep a 22-man roster here because, you get hurt here. You don't have the opportunity to bring in, alternates at this point in time into onto the team.
There'll be a lot of guys will be in ice baths after today. It's a hot day out there.
Right.
And they do have them available here at the facility. A lot of the guys have been taking them after games to sort of reset.
Well, they have really Class A facilities here in terms of everything, the fields, as you said, having the ice baths.
Walker on the goal right there. That was Ireland. He took it to the net right there. Liam Walker takes it to the cage for the 18th goal. So we're down to under 15 seconds. We have 13 seconds left in this one here. Ireland has sort of led from the opening draw. We had a nice goal by Kevin Powers for Sweden. Was able to get them on the board. Face-off guy here. It's been battling all day, Henrik Nelson.
Yeah, he's really done a very good job.
Just trying to mix it up. I mean, Dunbar's done a really great job as well, and just sort of, and the wing play has been pretty good too. Gustav Thompson's come in to try to get some ground balls. And Dunbar scoops through. 5 seconds to go. He'll be content to run away. And that will be the game. So, pretty exciting game here from start to finish. Ireland, a lot of firepower out there on offense. Final score here from field 3. It's going to be Ireland 18, Sweden 1. With Tom Daleski, I'm Marty Horkin saying farewell here from Wrocław, Poland. Don't forget, keep watching these games on Lax TV. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm here with Liam Horkin after his big win over Sweden. Ireland taking home the win. Liam, you had 4 goals today. Tell me, how was the offense going? How was your shot? Describe the feeling.
Yeah, definitely. It felt great out there to get a good win and take this momentum into the knockout stages. I think those 4 goals are all just a credit to my teammates finding me open and the great ball movement we have on the offensive side of the ball.
And you have an interesting little thing going on. You have your dad announcing or commentating the games. So how does that make you feel? How's that special for you?
I think it's great. You know, he loves the game, loves watching lacrosse, and I think commentating is just another check off the list. He already refs lacrosse back at the States, so it's just an opportunity for us to go watch some more games and for me to follow around to the festival that Wroclaw has kind of set up for us. It's been great.
And I hear you got a lot of fans watching at home, a lot of college teammates. Anything you want to say to them?
Just wanted to say what's up, guys. Roll Camels, and can't wait to get back and get to work in the fall. But in my family, I'll say what's up to you guys too. Love you all.
All right, thank you. That's Liam Horkin after a big win. Ireland 17, Sweden 1 at the European Men's Lacrosse Championships. Ireland is done for the day.